Well, good morning and welcome to Fall Institute. I know this is a little different than we normally do this time of year, but thank you for being flexible and hanging in with us here today. And we're going to get things started off. And I welcome all of you. And first, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you for all that you're doing and everything that you have been doing throughout this school year. I know it's been crazy, and we appreciate everything that each one of you is doing for our students, for our community, for our district. So I'm going to turn it over to Tony, and he's going to say a few words, and then I'll wrap us back up, and then we'll get you on your way to attend all your sessions virtually today. And if you have any questions at any time, though, please feel free to email me, and I can certainly try to help you out today. So let me get the set up here and get Tony up so he can speak to you. All right, Tony.
All right, sound okay, Suzanne?
Yeah.
Okay, well, good morning, Northmont, and welcome to our rendition of the virtual Fall Institute here in 2020. I'll just start by saying this is the most trying time we've probably faced in my 30 years in education. But I also want to say this, I could not be more thankful to be on Team Northmont as we work through this together. So I will start by saying happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you are able to enjoy the upcoming break. We are experiencing something the world last saw 100 years ago. Because of that, many of our past practices just don't work. We have had to adjust the way we instruct, schedule, feed, and transport kids to school over the last several months. These 2 days of Fall Institute are a time to reflect, readjust, and recharge. Reflecting over the last 8 months, one thing has not changed, and it is our students need us to show up for them, and we need to show up for each other. Yes, our students need us to teach content and keep them on the right educational path, but that is not their greatest need right now. If we are still concentrating on trying to get through all of the curriculum that we cover in a typical year, then we have really missed what the students need most from us. What they need most is reassurance that we care and that we understand their world has changed. We need to understand our world has changed too, and we need to take care of ourselves. There are more obstacles than there were pre-pandemic. Our students need to know we have their backs, and you need to know that we have yours. This reflection should move us to readjust what the rest of the year will look like. Refocus on depth over breadth. Cover what you can cover well. Covering a large volume of content with a large number of science assignments without knowing if the students are understanding is counterproductive to both you and your students. We know that one of the most important strategies in education is effective feedback. In order to get more feedback at times such as these, we need to slow down and allow students to learn at a pace that works. Keeping expectations high, but with fewer and more thoughtful lessons is the best strategy. Fortunately, the evaluation process is less dependent on assessment data this year and more dependent on thoughtful conversations with your principal than in the past. So take advantage of this change and take a deep breath. Be realistic that you have less time with your students, and it is okay to readjust. In reality, quality over quantity has always been a best practice. Provide opportunities for students to learn in depth and somewhat independently, and the skills they learn transfer to other areas of their lives. Once you readjust, then take time to recharge. Take time to do for yourself what you have often been doing for your students. In this, I encourage you to focus on what you can control. That is what has gotten me through this up to this point. For me, I need to focus on each day and the facts I have to operate for that day. For those of us who are planners, this has been difficult. I know it has been hard on all of us, but the reality is that if we take each day as a gift and try to do our best to meet the needs of our students and meet the needs of each other and the community, then we are really meeting our mission. So what data exists? We currently have 3 teachers and 2 coaches who are not teachers with a positive test for COVID. While it is a concern, it is manageable, and we are able to serve our students. We are working with staff to allow some work from home days but based on the data we have so far, we believe we can still offer face-to-face options to our families. I would like to thank NDEA leadership for providing us with some data on the teachers' preferences for the upcoming weeks. It seems to be fairly evenly split on what we should do with teachers at the primary level, showing a greater preference to teach face-to-face with a slight response favoring remote. The NDEA leadership did request a preference for remote learning. Jeff Cooper, Public Health Director, did release an advisory in the past week from his board, but he stated he and his department will support the choice school districts make. He has told me he has no concerns with returning to face-to-face despite the department's ongoing recommendation to offer remote learning. He admits he is surprised how low the number of positive cases have been in schools that are face-to-face, and we all credit that to the hard work everyone in schools are doing to follow the protocols. We also know that just under 80% of our students are choosing to come to school for face-to-face instruction. So this is important data to consider and balance with everything else as we consider our future plans. At this time, it appears 10 of the 16 public schools in our county will continue to offer some form of face-to-face learning during the advisory. Currently, a vast majority of people entering quarantine are coming through it symptom-free. We will continue to monitor that because the safety of everyone is the most important consideration. I have said from the beginning of our return from remote learning that staffing would likely drive our decisions, and those decisions would likely be made at the building level before we move to a district level decision. We still need to be diligent in our decisions made outside of the school, because that is where almost all the positive cases are coming from for both our students and staff. We all need to be prepared to pivot at any time to remote learning. I know this is certainly not well received, but again, we are basing our decisions on day-to-day information and on the facts at hand. We will get through this. When this time in our history will be over, we do not know. Try not to focus on when, because that is an unknown you cannot control. Rather, take each day as a gift, be your best self with the expectation that you will be even better tomorrow than what you've learned today. Let go of what you cannot control and live in the present. By being in the present, you can be an inspiration within your 20 feet of inspiration, your 20 square feet. Follow the protocols that are in place for our safety. Keep 6 feet of social distancing, wear a mask, do not congregate, and wash your hands regularly. I cannot thank everyone enough for the volume of work you're putting in so that we can reach our students to the best of our ability. Everything is harder for all of us, but we will persevere and know that this will not last forever. We have many resources at Northmont at your disposal. Please use them. Seeking help is a measure of strength, so please tap into the many resources available to you. Other generations have had to sacrifice for many causes. We did not choose to go through this trial, but it is real, and I am amazed at how well everyone has problem solved to find ways to teach, feed, transport, and just be there for our students and our colleagues, because they all need us. I have witnessed you care for each other, and obviously you take every measure available to reach all of our students' needs. Last Friday, there was a virtual awards ceremony for schools in Montgomery County to recognize what schools are doing to help students with trauma, addictions, and basically problems that may be an obstacle for students to learn. Northmont is doing more than any other district. The number of top awards we received compared to all the other districts combined was not even close. This is a reflection of how much we care and how hard you work to not only teach the content, but also to reach the needs of our students. We are positioned to meet our students' needs because of the work you have done. Now we will reflect, adjust, and recharge to make sure we are ready to continue to teach in such a time as this. We can do this, and as we said on opening day, we've got this. Thanks for all you're doing. Have a great Thanksgiving, and now I'd like to turn it back over to Suzanne to share some thoughts.
Thanks, Tony. All right, see if I can get this working. Okay. Just to reiterate a few things that Tony had said, and I just wanted to make sure that you all had this on your radar as you go through these sessions the next couple of days. Remember the three things he talked about: reflect, readjust, and recharge. We don't often have time or are given time to reflect, and this is an opportunity these 2 days to do that. So please take the time to not only reflect on the professional aspects of your jobs, but also building the positive relationships with students, colleagues, families. Those are incredibly important right now. Continuing to build those positive relationships is what others need and what you need as well. So again, this is an event that has not happened in 100 years. The focus should be on relationships and supporting each other. So please think about that and remember that these next 2 days. After you've reflected, you've taken that time, take the time then to do something with those reflections and determine how you can readjust. This does not mean to change everything that you are doing. It means to simply look at what you are doing, take small steps to enhance and make things more manageable for you and your students. And I encourage you to stop, slow down, do the basics, and keep it simple. If you're unsure of how to do this or what this looks like, please, I encourage you to reach out to your literacy coaches, your principal, your curriculum specialist you work with, and your other colleagues to get ideas about this. You have 2 days to collaborate, to share these ideas. I encourage you to do that. Remember, keeping things meaningful and manageable will create experiences that have a greater impact throughout everything, and even more so than what we've done than previous years. You are not going to be able to get through everything like you have in the past. Again, it's a pandemic, and we need to acknowledge and recognize that everyone, and yourself included, has an enormous amount of stress in their lives right now. And the things that we are doing, that you are doing, that we have control over, should work towards lessening that stress rather than creating more of it. And finally, I hope these 2 days will recharge you as an educator. We all need that right now. Spend today and tomorrow recharging by putting the energy into what's essential to meet your needs. This will hopefully put you in a place that you can truly use this upcoming break for what is needed, and that is a break. Thank you for all you are doing. Again, I know this is a trying time, and I appreciate everything that each one of you is going through and all of the work and the hard efforts that you've put together to create this experience for your students, for yourself. Again, I thank all of you for that. So enjoy these next 2 days, and then have a